It's a nice sunny day. Spring is about.
Hello.
And we are off to an adventure. Where are we going, honey?
We're actually in the Loire Valley and we're going to look at a castle for sale. I believe it's a 12th century. Its foundations are 12th century, and we're going to see about the possibility of purchasing it. We're at least going to do an inspection, which is always interesting.
It's pretty exciting. We don't actually know if the realtor we're meeting speaks English.
This is true. So we're either going to be pleasantly surprised that she speaks English, or we'll be doing sign language. The fact is, she does speak some French.
I understand.
So we always make it.
Yeah, my grammar is just not very good as of the moment. I am learning though. Hopefully, with a few more viewings, I should be able to communicate with the realtor without a hitch. But right now,
it always helps to understand what the price is, right?
I suppose, yes. That is important. That is important.
This being our first formal chateau viewing with a realtor, Monty and I were both excited and curious. Being so early in the process of finding our dream property, we're somewhat sure of what we like and don't like, but we're also aware of the many other elements that we might not even know to ask about. So having insight from a chateau realtor is extremely helpful in this case, and hopefully we get to meet the chateau owner too. So far, what we know about this property is that this is privately owned and it has gone through several restorations. And the family that currently owns it has turned it into a community hotspot and a museum. So it's part events place, part residence, and we're anticipating seeing some interesting layouts. It's been on the market for 1.5 years. It's not abandoned. It's quite a substantial property with a lot of effort having been put into its restoration. So what we're mostly curious about is, why is it for sale at all? That used to be the original road to the gate. I think that's amazing. And then the chateau is all the way back there.
Well, it looks like we're here. What an incredible place. We're waiting right now for the real estate agent to arrive, and we're going to go take a tour and do some inspections. Take a look at the structure, the roofing, the plumbing, the electrical, some of the rooms, seeing how much restoration actually needs to take place in a building that is from the 11th through 12th century.
Exciting.
Exciting.
So it was really easy to get here. Navigation seemed straightforward. It's tucked into this little village, quiet. We're really excited to go see inside.
We met Patrick, the chateau owner, who happened to be driving out of the castle as Monty and I were headed in. Patrick was nice enough to show us around.
So, you can go here. From the light, it's...
So did you do the electrical?
Electrical is in the good norm because it was a place to accept the public.
Oh, public.
So we changed, when I arrived, I changed all the electricity and all the lights are LED.
Oh, okay.
But so the living room, you can make this a nice dressing or something like this.
The castle is a designated historic monument, which means that it maintains most of its structural integrity, but it also means a lot of limitations when it comes to renovations. While buyers would want to install modern comforts, they have to stay within the design and structural limitations set by the French government. Patrick has beautifully restored the original timbers and stonework. He says there are over 1,000 graffiti left by the stonemasons that built the castle.
I had to do
For safety.
because we have to. The workers who built the castle, they used to
do the graffiti.
all Christian books, and there is another one here, but here very hard to.
Yes.
Where the strong study we can finish, we can understand, but not yet.
There are interesting features in the castle, like a pressoir and several towers. With defense features including a moat, which is seen in the original plans, it looked much like a well-defended fortress built to be self-sustaining. As far as interesting layouts, the section we toured is part of a much bigger property, which is divided and considered separate property that have different private owners. They are essentially neighbors in this big property, and Patrick says he's been fortunate to have really friendly neighbors. We wanted to tour the rest of the property and even fly our drone, but with the other side of the castle being privately owned and not for sale, we couldn't see much. Patrick describes his side of the castle as the perfect size, a small, large castle, big enough to hold plenty of space, but manageable enough to maintain. After touring the property, we're certain that we'd love a medieval castle like this, with lots of history and a decent amount of restoration we can take over and continue. However, we'd prefer to have an entire property with a lot more outdoor space to keep animals and perhaps plant a garden. Overall, this was a wonderful first formal tour of a chateau property for sale, and we're happy to learn more about ourselves and what we'd want to look for in the future.
Another Roman road, and where does it lead?
Right to that gate.
Right to that gate. That's amazing to me.
We're definitely going to see a lot more properties, so subscribe and we'll see you on our next chateau tour.